Top 10 Best Manhwa Recommendations of All Time, which is beginner friendly. If you are looking for the best manhwa recommendations that are easy to get into, have an awesome art style, and are perfect for beginners to read, then this list is for you. This list includes many of the most popular manhwa, so some might be more difficult than others to find. If you are looking for recommendations on manhwa, these are the best ones to get into. These are easy to read and perfect for beginners, and have all the categories like sport, reincarnation or regression, psychological or thriller, martial art, Murim System or dungeons or monsters, and even cultivation all in one place. So let's begin. Now, let's talk about reincarnation or regression manhwa. Reincarnation regression manhwa is a phenomenon that has been around for quite some time now, and it seems to be growing in popularity. It's not an easy topic to discuss, but it's definitely one that deserves attention. There are tons of reincarnation regression manhwa out there, but here are some, and I am gonna discuss one with you. A returner's magic should be special. It's really 10 out of 10 on storytelling and the plot. The pacing of the story is kind of slow, but it was worth it around 80 plus, and the back-to-back action is amazing. MC isn't really OP, but someone who used his mind to circumvent his weakness and made it his most powerful weapon. MC also uses the power of friendship significantly and is a great commander. This has some major plot twist, which kept me on tenterhooks. This webtoon is about Desir, who traveled back to past to save the people special to him. Very simple, right? Desir goes back in time and trains his past companions so that they can survive in a catastrophe that will happen later. The thing I like about this is the use of shadow gates. They are like games but in real life, since if you die, you die. It's really a good regression manhwa to read if you are new to the manhwa world. Now, let's discuss adventure or fantasy or action manhwa. As you know, right now manhwa industry is growing rapidly and there are tons of manhwa in adventure action genres. I will put some examples of this year, but I am gonna pick one for you guys to read. The legendary Moonlight Sculpture. This manga was the best manga I have ever read. After dismissing it a few times, I finally got a solid recommendation and picked it up. After the first couple chapters, I realized it was gold. Funny, edgy, hip-solid storyline, amazing art, fun pacing, character development was sparse, but still intriguing. Little things about the detail of the art, the painterly, watercolor-like frames on each page, the dynamic and innovative use of panel work was awe-inspiring. I found my stomach aching from laughing at the characters in the story. I found myself rooting for the protagonist in a way that was uncommon for other stories. While Season 1 was an overall better story, Season 2 was a roller coaster of peaks and valleys. Excellent and underrated read. Okay. Now let's talk about some manhwa with slice of life or school life genres. Manhwa tends to be overlooked due to manga's popularity. Here are some slice of life manhwa titles that manga fans should give a shot. Something About Us. I'm sure we have all heard this story a lot of times. Boy and girl are best friends, but they develop romantic feelings for each other over time. But they don't want to admit it because they don't want to ruin their friendship. Such a simple story, but with so much potential. I love the fact that the story took place in a university instead of a high school. It felt more relatable and real for some reason. I really liked it. The art was amazing. Very pretty design and I love the colors. All the characters had unique features. I also liked that each POV had a different color. It made it easier to read. If you like everyday love stories, you will love this manga. It was easy to read and I honestly couldn't stop reading it. I read the whole thing in just like 2 days because it was too addicting. Now comes my favorite genres, Psychological or thriller manhwa. Dramatic past, shocking plot twist, and bone-chilling scenarios. Psychological thriller have always been interesting to consume, whether it is in books, comics, films, TV shows, and other forms of media. Here are manhwa titles that will keep you at the edge of your seat. Sweet Home, Pigpen. It's mine, there are more, but today we're gonna tell you about Bastard. Bastard was an interesting read. I have gone through the entire webcomic in one sitting. What follows is an exciting and thrilling cat and mouse game between Kyun, Jin, and his father, which will keep you on the edge of your seat. The father is portrayed so diabolical, he truly is a living demon. While Jin is hiding Kyun, she is able to slowly open his heart so that he wants to stand up against his father and stop the killings. This brings in some comic relief as Jin never learned about sexuality but starts to develop feelings for Kyun. So in order to stand up against his father, Jin will face his bully and ask him for training. Jin, however, is physically very weak, so the story revolves more about his mental growth and his physical growth. Jin has to conquer his own inner demon and be able to stand up against the biggest demon, his father, turning this into a psychological battle. Overall, this is an exciting thriller which includes some romance. This is a great cat and mouse story where you follow each character's emotional progression. Now, let's talk about manhwa with superpower or supernatural. Get your superhero on with the newest manhwa and be the envy of your friends. The time has come to unleash your inner superhero by getting on the latest manhwa craze. So here are some picks for you. Revival Man, Winner Takes All, Flowers in the Secret Place are some. But in this video, I'm gonna talk about Elised. This is really brilliant and just keep improving with each chapter. Now this is expected because it is a character-driven story, and once the characters grow upon you, your enjoyment in the story will keep increasing. The artist did an amazing job. The art is great, but what is even better is the characters' expressions. They elevate the story to a whole new level. The main character has an ability and meets other people like him. The first person he meets that has an ability has transformed into a cat until he recovers from a fight. It's much more unique and serious than I make it sound, and by far one of my top manga. Overall, one of the best webtoons I have ever read. I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. Okay, now our next pick is sport. I'm letting you know a secret. Every time I read a manhwa on sports, my blood pumps. Here are a series of inspiring sports manhwas. Select a favorite sport and participate. I'll be rooting for you. So here are some more for you guys to read, like Monarch, Knuckle Girl, and Windbreaker. But today, I'm going to talk about The Boxer, which is one of my favorite sports manhwa. The Boxer. This webtoon is both ruthless and wholesome at the same time. For a series to combine two polar opposite elements is rare, but this webtoon does it to a degree where it can be called genius. All the characters are very well written. There aren't any petty characters. Everyone has a personality and everyone ends up where they are due to the things that they went through. Realistic and relatable things. This isn't a fairy tale in the least, but at least there are happy endings. This makes it somewhat wholesome. Don't think too much. This is a unique webtoon that is capable of indulging you on multiple fronts and genres, making it very enjoyable. Just give it a try. Our next pick is from martial art manhwa. Due to the Murim martial arts subculture being among the most popular, a variety of manhwa is made that aligns with a distinct strategy. Thanks to the work of all manhwa authors, we have many books to choose from Legend of the North Blade to Rooftop Sword Master. But today, I will let you know more about Nano Machine. This manhwa is amazing. The story is very well thought out even though there is something OP like Nano Machine. It still leaves a challenge. This Nano Machine really depends on the user itself, and you will see the MC journey into learning how to utilize future technology as in Nano Machines only similar to a system to be powerful. The art is really good and satisfying. The action and fight scenes are flawless. The MC gets a flip-up personality and becomes smart in using future technology, which gives him an advantage and knowledge above everyone else. Also, the MC is a friendly character who can make friends, not the type to ride solo. Okay, now my favorite genres in manhwa: system or dungeons or monsters. I myself have read quite a few, and I suggest that if you haven't read any of the dungeon manga before and love overpowered the main protagonist, then you should check out these mangas and you will not be disappointed. Here are some knocking on the dungeon door. Tomb Raider King, but today you all may know or heard somewhere about solo leveling. If you are a beginner in the manhwa world, then without a doubt, you should start your manhwa journey with solo leveling. Solo leveling is an action fantasy manhwa that centers around the setting of a world slowly getting dominated by dungeons. We start off with our weak E-rank main character, Sung Jin-woo, who has mysteriously saved a near-to-death experience in one of his dungeon raids. He gets stronger, gains an army of his own, and becomes ridiculously overpowered. Now, the last one, Cultivation Manhwa. Cultivation romances are valued for two reasons. Not only because watching the characters change and build your own world is fascinating, but also because everyone loves seeing the omnipotence display of the MC. These characters are supposed to grow in each episode, and it's all on a pace so you can catch up quickly if you wish, or you may wait and watch episode like you would with a normal show. Cultivator against Hero Society. Imagine you are a powerful immortal cultivator and you end up in the middle of nowhere flying in the sky. You wait. Everyone who flies up to greet you, you ask for directions, but they just attack you, so you attack back. Congratulations! Those were all something called superheroes, and you are now a supervillain. Ain't life interesting? It's something to pass time with a lot of laughs and entertainment without a concrete plan or goal aside from creating and growing his sect on more than the earth. So ladies and gentlemen, we conclude our today's list with that. But before we leave, make sure you leave with a thumbs up to the video. We really work hard for bringing content for you guys. Therefore, a like to the video will be really motivating. If you have any sorts of queries or suggestions, the comment section is always open too. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to us so that you won't be missing out on any of our updates, as we assure you to bring more quality content in the future times. Till another one, see ya and goodbye.